The vast manuscript, known as the Flashman Papers, which records the deplorable adult memoirs of the notorious bully of Tom Brown's school days, was apparently discovered in 1966 in a sale room at Ashby de la Zouche. It proved to be a sensational, even scandalous memoir, casting a new and often lurid light on Victorian history. Its early chapters described Flashman's reluctant participation in the First Afghan War, his involvement with Bismarck and Lola Montez in an intrigue which was later fictionalized as The Prisoner of Zenda, and his activities in the American slave trade, in which he only escaped the gallows through the good offices of the young Congressman Abraham Lincoln. Flashman resumed his military career in 1854, serving in the Crimean War and in that other strange, forgotten conflict on the roof of the world which decided the fate of India. The editor of the Flashman Papers, George MacDonald Fraser, published this part of the memoir as Flashman At The Charge, which we now present as a two-part radio drama. Listeners may feel that Flashman's account adds something to history and illumines many events and personalities, as well as his own disgraceful and shameless character. Flashman At The Charge.
Wabita! Sound! Forward the Light Brigade!
Was there a man dismayed? By gad, there was. Yours truly, Harry Flashman, sabre on hip, whiskers bristling, bowels rumbling with pure terror, as we prepared to charge the Russian guns at Balaclava, and reflecting bitterly that this is what came a-hanging about pool-rooms and toadying Prince Albert. Aye, when you hear what came of these harmless diversions, you'll agree there's no security anywhere, however hard one tries. Another brandy, steward, and keep your thumb out of the glass. And I tried, I can tell you, in a career which had been as fine a record of cowardice, knavery, treachery, and lechery as you'll find outside the covers of Hansard. The beauty of it was that I'd emerged by luck and fast footwork from reluctant active service in India, Afghanistan, Madagascar, Borneo, the Wild West, and God knows where else, not only with a whole skin, but with an undeservedly heroic reputation and a chest full of medals, which ain't too difficult if you're big and bonny and go roaring about with shouts and great action. Know when to slide into cover, hide behind better men, and scramble to glory on their hapless shoulders. Oh, it's an art, do you see, and I've a talent for it, and for languages, horses, and women. But if I'm here at the end of the day with a VC and a knighthood, money in the bank, drink in the house, and sleeping sounder nights, it was a different tale in '54 when the Crimean farce began. You see, one of the drawbacks about being a popular hero, as I was then, is that it's nigh impossible to wriggle out of sight when the bugle blows.
Hello, here's old Flash. Just the chapter sick onto Tsar Nicholas. Pity the poor Ruskies when the hero of Afghanistan sets about him, what?
Going to carve up the Cossacks, Flashy, you old blood drinker? Good for you.
'Twould make you weep. But I couldn't say no, thank you, I'll sit this one out. Not and keep my credit. So I had my Uncle Binley, who was well up at Horse Guards, wangle me a place on the Board of Ordnance, for which I was better qualified than most of its members, since I knew which end of a gun the ball came out of. Let me sit cosy in an office, and the war could whistle for me. My darling wife, Elspeth, who was more like a lovely blonde doll than a woman with a human brain, was mortified beyond belief.
Why, oh why, could you not have rejoined the hussars? You looked so dashing in those pink pantaloons, which quite won my heart when first we met. Could you not be a cavalier again, my love? Just for me?
When Elspeth pouted those red lips and heaved a remarkable bosom, My thoughts always galloped bedwards. But I wasn't to be weakened.
No, can't be done, my dear. Cardigan kicked me out of the 11th in 40.
Because I was a tradesman's daughter? Well, I am that no longer.
True, Papa having got filthy rich and bought a title.
Oh, how horridly you put it. Well, let me tell you that Lord Cardigan is all civility nowadays, and danced with me twice last season while you were away.
Oh, yes?
Oh, yes, at the cavalry ball, when I wore my hair a la imperatrice, and he said I looked like an empress indeed. Was that not gallant? And he seems a very kind old gentleman.
Does he now? Well, you steer clear of him, do you hear? For your reputation's sake, and mine.
Fact was, Elspeth was a monstrous passionate piece for all her air of innocent idiocy, and I suspected she'd been bounced about by half London. Not that I'd ever caught her out, but she'd never caught me. And Cardigan was as lecherous an old goat as ever tore off breeches. And damned if the very next day he wasn't squiring her in the Row, leaning intimately across from his saddle, his mottled, boozy old face close to her blonde and beautiful one, and the little slut was laughing and looking radiant. She waved to me, and he turned his haughty, watery gooseberry eye on me, with that high-nosed, damn you look I remembered and loathed.
Oh, it is Flashman, I see. Where have you been these many years, sir? Hiding away with this lovely widow, huh? You know, my dear, I declare your husband has put on weight alarmingly.
A damn lie. Told to draw a comparison with his own fine figure. A scrawny 60, as some might have called him.
Good day, my lord. May I say how well your lordship is looking?
I could have kicked his lordly arse.
Yes. As I was saying, my dear, you must come to my country place. Finest hunting, splendid sport, don't you know? No doubt your husband has his duties. The ordnance, is it not? Or something? Yes. But you shall come. A fair blossom blooming in the country air.
Oh, too kind, Lord Cardigan. Frightfully gracious.
Yes, a good long stay, my head. Dear, dear child, I salute your beauty. Did you, Flashman?
My dear, you look quite disturbed.
Insufferable old bastard. But you know, that same evening something happened that drove Lord Haw-Haw clean out of my mind. I was playing billiards in the Piccadilly rooms with a dragoon named Katz, and his eye was in and mine was out, and he took a fiver off me.
What, had enough? Come on, Flash, where's your spirit? Skittle fool, eh?
Go to the devil.
Poor old Flashy. Old maid's his game.
I was mooching off pretty sour when I noticed at a nearby table a pool shark in a fancy waistcoat fleecing a gull, a proper little mama's boy, with a pale, delicate face who'd have looked more at home handing cucumber sandwiches to Aunt Jane. He paid the leering shark and was contemplating his limp purse unhappily when I had a capital idea.
Cleaned out, Snooks. Never mind. Have a drink.
I thank you, but I have no money.
Fortunately, I have. Joe, champagne. Captain. Well, now, what brings a well-bred lad like you to this den of vice, eh?
I wish to see something of London life. I am on the grand tour of England, you know, with my tutor, Dr. Winter. And I gave him the slip. But what will he think when I confess that my money has gone?
Depends how coarse an imagination he's got. Now, drink up, boy, and confusion to Dr. Winter. But see here, that shark fleeced you properly, didn't he? How'd you like to play another game and win?
Thank you. No, I have played quite enough, and I have no money.
Oh, hold on, I'm not Captain Sharp. Not for money, for fun. You'd like to win a game, wouldn't you? Well, just sit tight. Leave it to me. Now, where's that marker? Joe?
Yes, Captain, what's your out?
Step aside, Joe, while I drop a word in your dainty little ear. Just wondering if...
What? There's no such thing in this house, Captain.
Don't fudge me, Joe. It's just for a lark. No cash, no rooking.
All right. Yeah.
Thanks, Joe. Care for another game? Cuts? Bet you can't match this little terror. Come on, Snooks.
Who the deuce? Oh, my stars. He ain't had a leading strings.
He'll give you 20 in the 100. Bob a point.
But I am the sorriest player.
You ain't as bad as you think. Here, have the spot ball for luck.
Well, it's your money, Flashy. Break away, young muffin.
There's no more delightful sight than a swaggering expert trying to show off, making a hash of it, and not having the foggiest notion why.
Damnation!
That was poor old Cuts.
Blast the thing!
He was all at sea, missing cannons by a whisker, his pots quivering in the jaws,
What the deuce is up in this closet?
while he swore blind and fumed, and my little greenhorn, who was a truly shocking player, slowly piled up the points, and at last ran out an easy winner.
A good shot, Snooks.
50 up, gents.
Going. Well played, young'un.
Billiards is not a difficult game after all.
Lucky young pup. Here, Flashman.
Oh, keep your money, Cuts. You know, with whiskers like yours, I'm surprised you got such a close shave.
What? Give me that ball! Shaved, big God, you bloody shark, Flashman!
He knew what a shaved ball was, but I'll wager you don't. It has the thinnest sliver of ivory peeled off one side so that it runs the least fraction off true, which of course is vital. With Joe's assistance, I'd seen to it that Cuts had a shaved ball, and now all his pals were cackling with mirth.
Yes, you ain't out of pocket, just out of conceit. Trimmed up by a little flat from the nursery. You're the one who should take up old maid. Come on, young Snooks.
A trivial revenge, you think? Well, I'm a trivial sort of chap. To reward young Snooks, I took him off, filled him with booze till he was too fuddled to stand, removed his pants, painted his bottom with blacking, and left him arse up in the gutter for the bobbies.
Hello, you peelers! Here's the scourge of Soho waiting to set about you, black bomb and all!
Silly trick, eh? But it saved India for the Empire. At the end of a long story that began a week later, when I was summoned by the Commander-in-Chief, Lord Raglan, a soft, kindly old fool who should have been a parson or a waiter, or any damn thing except a general.
Ah, Flashman. Now, let me see, you are 31. Why, bless my soul, you could only have been 19 when you won your spurs in Afghanistan. And you served against the Sikhs and speak several languages, I see, German among them. Capital. Oh, well now, Flashman, I have to tell you that only yesterday His Royal Highness Prince Albert confided to me the task of finding a young officer for the post of considerable delicacy and importance, an officer of proved courage and resource, of unblemished reputation.
God knows how he had picked on me.
And I need hardly say he must be well born. Your mother was Lady Alicia Paget, was she not? I remember the great pleasure I had in dancing with her. Oh, how many years ago? Well, it is of no matter. A quadrille, I fancy, or a waltz, perhaps. However, where was I? Yes, the prince's request.
This, remember, was a commander-in-chief on the brink of war. But then ask any general to choose between his military duty and taking the Queen's dog for a walk, and he'll be out there in a trice bawling, "Heel, Fido."
You have not heard, I dare say, that one of Her Majesty's German cousins, Prince William of Celle, is in England to make a career in the British Army. He is very young, and will need a firm but friendly hand to guide his ardent and developing nature, and, to keep him out of mischief, what? Well, Flashman, that is your task. His welfare will be in your hands.
He'd come to the right shop, hadn't he? Flashy and Co., wholesale moralists, ardent and developing nature supervised, laundry 2 bob extra. I was bound to accept toady-like and let the old idiot carry me off to Buckingham Palace into the august presence of Prince Albert, and You guessed it. My little greenhorn of the billiard hall, Prince William of Selais. We could only gape at each other while I wondered, have they got the blacking off his arse yet?
Captain Flashman, Your Highness.
How do you do, Captain? Ah, but wait. Captain will hardly do, I think. A colonel, no?
A splendid suggestion, Highness.
Good. I understand you are at Rugby School, Colonel. That is a great English school, Willie, which turns young boys like yourself into men like Colonel Flashman here.
Well, true enough, I'd found it a fair mixture of jail and knocking shop. I stood there trying to look like a chap who says his prayers in a cold bath every day.
He is a famous soldier who has won laurels for bravery. He will be your friend and teacher, and you must mind all he says. Obedience, Willie, you understand?
Yes, Uncle As.
So, you may shake hands with Colonel Flashman. You call him Sir.
Getting on the right side of royalty never hurts, so I thought a flashy touch was in order.
Oh, I think Harry'll do, Your Highness, when we're off parade. Hello, youngster.
What? Oh, yes, to be sure. So, you have an English comrade, Willie. Now go with Harry. And learn your duties.
You are a brick. That is the word, no? I was sure you would tell them of the billiards, and I would be disgraced.
Least said, soonest mended. But wherever did you run off to?
I was set upon by ruffians, and ill-treated, and the police came, and Dr. Winter said I must have a guardian. I say, what luck that it should be you.
Oh, I wasn't so sure about that. Being a colonel was capital, but it was certain that young Willie had been taken off to the war on Raglan's staff, with Flashy in tow. Still, they'd keep the little blighter out of the firing line with luck. In the meantime, I had him kitted out, took him the round of the clubs and messes, made him known to people.
Oh, Your Highness, such a privilege, such an honour.
The honour is mine, lovely lady.
He took to Elspeth like a Scotchman to drink, but the man who doesn't is either a fool or a eunuch, and Willie was neither, as I discovered next day in the Haymarket, when the tarts were beginning to parade. Little Willie goggled at a couple of painted princesses swaying by in all their finery, ogling us.
Harry, I say, Harry, those women, are they...
Whores. Never mind them. Now, tomorrow, Willie, we'll visit the artillery mess, I think, and see the guns.
Harry, I want a whore.
What? You don't want anything of the sort, my lad.
I do, though. I have never had a whore.
I should think not.
And I want one. Oh, I know it is wrong, but I don't care. I want one with long golden hair and big round...
Stop that this minute.
And she will wear black satin boots up to her thighs.
Well, I knew youth had hidden fires, but this fellow was positively ablaze. So rather than have him running back to Buckhouse with a clap, or pursued by some harpy for blackmail, I took him to a high-priced place I knew, where they did him proud with a strapping blonde wench, satin boots and all, and the randy little pig was all over her before the door was closed. Reminded me of my own ardent youth, staggering about trying to disentangle my breeches from my ankles.
Oh, you are a beautiful whore. I am delighted with you, and I shall visit you frequently. Oh.
He did too. Being of a young and developing nature, as Raglan would have said, he tried as many other strumpets as he could manage, but it was the blonde as often as not. He got quite spoony of her. Poor little Willie.
Prince William appears quite pale. You have him too much at the grindstone, Flashman. He needs some recreation too, eh?
I could have told him that what young Willie needed was a pair of lockdown drawers with a key at the bottom of the serpentine. But soon he was working as hard by day as by night, for when war was finally declared, we staff men were kept slaving away while old Raglan dithered.
Let me see the map. Now, where is Russia? Yes, A large country, is it not? Well, now, Lord Cardigan, you will lead the Light Brigade, while Lord Lucan has overall command of the cavalry.
Lucan? Good God. Can't abide the fellow. Haw, haw.
Lucan was his brother-in-law. God help the cavalry, eh? And God rot Lord Cardigan. He was still mooning around Elspeth, with dishonourable intentions, as I discovered the night she attended some ball in Mayfair. I came off duty at midnight and decided I'd tool along and join her. I was blue-devilled about going off to war and got myself 3 parts drunk before I even arrived at the scene of the party. I knew she was to stay the night, so I inquired discreetly the way to her room, tramped up endless stairs, bouncing drunkenly off the walls, found the room empty but fragrant with her perfume. And thought, we'll hide in the wardrobe, leap out when she comes to bed, and give her what for, all romantic-like, the departed warrior tapping up the girl he leaves behind him. Drink's a terrible thing, no doubt about it. So I tumbled into the wardrobe, settled down to wait, promptly fell asleep, and woke presently in fuddled confusion to the sound of female voices.
Oh, Jane, I could have danced forever. Oh, and now I'm fair exhausted. Unhook me, there's a good girl. And now my petticoats, and my stays. Oh, relief. Jane, am I putting on weight?
Oh, Mum, you're lovely. You got a figure like one of them Venus de Millers.
Huck away, you chatterbox. Off to bed with you.
Good night, Mum.
Good night, Jane. Oh, who will over the downs with me? Oh, who will with me ride?
Who indeed, thinks I, and was staggering tipsily to my feet when I became aware of other noises from the room.
There you are, beauteous vision.
Lord Cardigan!
At your service, divine creature. Good gad! Who the devil's in your wardrobe? Flashman, by heaven!
It was a sight I'll never forget. Halfway to the bed, with his pants round his knees, was the 7th Earl of Cardigan, advancing on my wife with the look of an apoplectic glutton faced with a crackling roast. For several seconds we stood stock still.
Harry!
My God, you stand there naked and this lecherous old ape with his pants at half-mast.
Good night to you.
Harry, whatever are you doing here? I believe you were spying on me. Oh, I was never so mortified.
Mortified with that randy old rip sporting his beef and you simpering at him, you shameless Jezebel.
Oh, it's not true. I was not simpering. I was distraught. I was caught unawares.
Oh, a likely tale. Another minute and you'd have been galloping all over the shop.
Oh, how unjust. How can you say such a thing? You're just trying to make this an excuse for a quarrel.
You trollop.
You bully.
Still don't know. 50 years after, if she was telling truth and the dirty old goat was trying to ravish her. Maybe, maybe not. All I knew, staring boozily as she lay there bare and blubbering, was that I'd never seen so much magnificent meat in my life, and I'd be a damn fool to waste it.
Who cares? Come here, damn you.
Oh, Harry! Harry!
Ah, yes. We went to sleep at last. Elspeth giggling that I was always at my best after a quarrel, and I was just dozing off when, blow me if she didn't suddenly sit up.
Harry, your rage was not all pretence, was it? You did not have some female in that wardrobe?
Oh, and damn my eyes, she absolutely got out to look. Oh, Elspeth. But while these truly important events were taking place, we and the frogs were mustering our forces, the public were baying for Russian blood, Raglan was bleating as usual, Willie had a last rattle at his blonde, I wondered what my darling Elspeth would be up to while I was away, braving shot and shell. And then we were off to Crimea, horse, foot and guns, and not the foggiest notion of what to do when the fleet had finally set us ashore in the well-named Calamity Bay.
Shore parties all in! Easy with that tackle there! That's somebody now! Into the boats, you men! Hunters! Stand by the stalls!
Map. Where is Sevastopol? Does anyone know? The government thinks its capture would be an excellent thing, but that it will be a damn serious business. Oh, well, I suppose one place is as good as another. Sevastopol, let it be. You may disembark the Highlanders, Sir Colin. Has anyone seen Lord Lucan? I cannot conceive why anyone should want to.
Aye, he was there, the horny old swine, sneering at Lucan, who sneered back, while Raglan established good relations with our froggy allies.
Now, General Saint-Arnaud, we must decide how to attack the French, and where.
Sang de Dieu! May I observe, mon général, that you are no longer fighting Napoleon?
Eh? Oh, dear me. I meant the Russians, not the French. You're the French. Well, we must decide how best to proceed, must we not?
He didn't have to proceed far. There was a Russian army well entrenched above the River Alma, barring our way to Sevastopol. And since a frontal assault was sheer suicide, why, that's what Raglan did.
Guards! Prepare to advance!
Highlanders, forward!
Light Division, advance!
Forward! Keep the dressing there! Come on, my babies! In with a bayonet!
Steady, guards! Into the redoubt!
We took the Alma, God knows how, hand-to-hand against the odds, and lost 3,000 dead. No, 3,001, for that old clown Raglan seemed to think that a general's place was in the middle of the bloody battle. Willie and I and the rest of the staff must go with him into that hell of blood and fire, of dead and dying, with my innards dissolving in panic and Willie yelling his idiot head off with excitement.
Oh, why do we not charge? See, the guards are into the redoubt, and the Highlanders are chasing them like rabbits. Go on, you fellows! Give them what for! Oh, to be with them, Harry!
All in good time, Your Highness. Keep them close, Flashman. Nolan, see there! Order up the guns!
Aye, my lord.
Oh, they're breaking! Oh, see how they run! We must charge! Come on, Harry! Hurrah! Hurrah!
Come back, you German lunatic! Come back, damn you! Come back! Oh, hell with you then.
After him, Flashman!
Addressed to any other man in the army, that order would have been instantly obeyed. I took one look along that shell-swept slope with the bodies thick on it, and that young idiot riding through the blood and bullets, and thought, let him go, and good luck to him.
The Prince, Flashman! Do your duty, man!
At once, my lord!
Damn this horse! Can't hold him! No!
Falling artistically from your saddle and staggering up dazed ain't as easy as you may think. But I did it pretty well, with Raglan bellowing and pointing where Willie was tearing into the thick of the fight.
After him!
Eh? What? Right, my lord, I'm going. Hold on, Willie! I'm with you!
But it was too late, thank God. For a moment I saw him among our charging infantry, waving his sword, putting his horse to a breastwork, and toppling from the saddle. The infantry swept on, and I ran to him, the little blue figure among the crimson bodies. I turned him over and vomited. He had half a face with his brains running out. Suddenly I was sobbing and cursing, not for Willie, but for the folly and ill luck that had brought me to this slaughterhouse and killed this brainless brat who thought war was a sport. And he'd been entrusted to me. His death would be the ruin of me, and yet Raglan had a victory, hadn't he? Even the loss of a royal idiot couldn't sour that, surely. Aye, but it could.
Flashman, what will you tell the Queen?
My lord, it wasn't my fault.
Fault?
You had a sacred trust, a duty to preserve that precious life. You failed.
But what could I do?
You hesitated. Even when I pointed to you the path of honor and duty, you paused.
I was confused. I fell off.
Flashman, I do not doubt your courage.
Doddering idiot.
But I pity you, for you will carry your failure to your grave. Look on this locket that Prince William wore on the fair, pure face of his sweetheart, and feel the remorse you deserve.
Last time I'd seen that fair, pure face, she'd been wearing nothing but black satin boots. Oh, Willie. Only he would have worn a strumpet's picture around his neck. Randy little beast. But if I was in disgrace, I was also in good health for the moment. Unlike our army, the carnage of the Alma and dysentery and cholera had weakened us horribly, and by the time we'd staggered on to Sevastopol, we couldn't have robbed a hen roost. So we sat down to besiege the place, filthy, badly fed, without proper medical provision, our camp a stinking quagmire. And soon I was healthy no longer.
Who'd holiday in Brighton if he could come to sunny Sevastopol, eh? I say, Flashy, you look used up, dear man. Feeling poorly?
Oh, poorly be damned. Nolan, I'm dying.
And I damn near was, with a foul case of dysentery caused by hoggish excesses on looted Russian champagne. Must have carried the germ of the Siberian pox or something, because for weeks I was blown up like a sheep on turnips. Oh, hellish stuff. And my bowels were still dancing the polka on the fateful day when I was summoned to Raglan's command post, overlooking the Balaclava Valley.
Enemy cavalry to eastward, my lord.
Heavy and light brigades are waiting for orders, sir.
No word of the infantry as yet, my lord. And the enemy are storming our gun positions. Shall we advance the cavalry?
All in good time, Harry.
Come on, for the love of God.
Ah, there is Flashman. Oh, my dear boy, you look positively unwell. But we need every galloper, you see. Yes, Harry, you may send Nolan to Lord Lucan with orders to advance the cavalry and recover our guns.
Very good, my lord. Off with you, Nolan.
About time, by God.
Away he went, and I took post by Raglan. At least the old fool was talking to me again, and gazed down into that famous valley. Hundreds of feet below were our heavy and light brigades, tiny figures in blue and green and scarlet, with Nolan careering down the escarpment towards them. At the far end of the valley, 2 miles away, were the great Russian batteries, and they were thick as fleas on the heights, either side, guns and all, overrunning our forward artillery positions.
Harry, another message. Flashman, Nolan must tell Lord Lucan he is to act defensively and use his best judgment. Go!
I couldn't hang back this time, so I went hell for leather after Nolan with my guts playing the Hallelujah chorus.
Lou! Hold on, Lou! You're to tell Lucan to act defensively!
Holy Mary! And how the hell can he attack defensively?
Ask Raglan, not me!
To hell with him!
Well, I'd done my bit, and horrible things were happening inside me. But I came up in time to hear Lucan's reply to Nolan's message.
Where, sir? What guns?
There, my lord! Yonder! There are the enemy guns!
Very well. Rejoin your regiment, sir. Is that Flashman? You will join Lord Cardigan as his galloper.
But my lord, Lord Raglan will need me.
Do as you're damn well told, sir.
Lord Cardigan, this is unreasonable.
Oh, since when did Lord Lucan see reason? Falling behind me! Ha-ha!
What could I do but obey? And suddenly all was silent in the Balaclava Valley, save for the jingle of harness and stamp of horses, 5 regiments preparing to advance, and Flashy out in front, shaking with funk, and my innards suddenly exploding.
Oh, by God, I needed that.
As if the Rusky artillery weren't bad enough.
Silence!
I beg your pardon, my lord. I'm not well.
Can you not contain yourself, you disgusting fellow?
My lord, I cannot help it. It is the feverish wind, you see.
Damnation! Light Brigade will advance! Walk, march! Twat!
17 Lancers, advance!
Horse lights, advance!
8 Hussars, walk, march! 15 lights, advance!
11 Hussars, by the right!
Squares up! Mind the dressing!
That was how it began, the most famous cavalry action in the history of war.
Forward the Light Brigade!
For a few moments, we rode in silence. Well, mostly. And then came the crash of cannon from the heights either side, the scream of shot, fountains of earth thrown up before us. Our walk became a canter, and then a gallop. Shells were exploding in the ranks, and in a moment it was, as Tennyson says, the very mouth of hell, as the Russian gunners lashed us with a storm of shot.
Steady there! Keep the line!
And here came Nolan, racing up, waving his sabre.
Well, my lord, not that way! Ah!
And then he was gushing blood and hurtling from the saddle, and Cardigan hadn't heard him, and was leading us headlong into those massive Russian batteries at the end of the valley.
Stop, you fool! Rein in! Stop!
Keep your station, sir!
And then the earth exploded under me in a sheet of orange flame. My bridle was gone and my horse gashed by a splinter. I clung on, yelling with panic and farting furiously. If I were a fanciful man, I'd swear I blew myself back into the saddle. It was an inferno of explosions and whistling steel, with empty saddles everywhere, and the lance points of the 17th thrusting forward beside me. I was drenched in blood as a trooper was torn from his saddle by a shell, and I shrieked in terror, powerless to stop, as we charged into the murderous fury of the Russian batteries.
And then was seen with what nobility the gallant Flashman rode, ahead even of his valiant chief, his eye flashing terribly as he hurtled sabre in hand against the foe. We can guess the fierce spirit that burned in that manly breast.
It was nothing to the fierce wind that burned in my manly bowels, but that's the blasted newspapers for you.
Where's up?
The fact is that my horse was wild with pain. I couldn't hold it at all, and as I stared ahead, I saw that we were a bare few hundred yards from the Russian guns, half hidden in smoke that was glaring red.
On, my lads!
Even in the deafening thunder, I heard the chorus of yells behind me as the torn remnant of the Light Brigade stormed into the battery and drove the gunners headlong. But I couldn't stop. My maddened horse was careering on into the heart of what looked like the whole Russian army.
Oh, God! Flash! You can't fight them all!
And then I was fallen from the saddle with a last despairing discharge of wind.
Honour and duty bore him on to glory.
I surrender! Don't kill me! Camarade! Amigo! God, what's the Russian for friend?
Fortunately, none of those present spoke English, but once they'd got over the shock of having a British officer lying in their midst, gasping like a salmon on a bank, they heaved me up and bore me off to their general. And damn civil he was.
We are proud to have you as our prisoner, but 600 men lost for nothing. In God's name, why?
Eh? Ah, well, you know, had to teach you fellows to keep your distance, what?
Incredible! Gentlemen, a toast! The Light Brigade!
The Light Brigade!
Well, the brigade deserved it, even if windy old Flashy didn't. But the Ruskers didn't know that. They were ready to treat me as a hero, to be kept snug and safe till the war was over, and sent me to an estate far out on the steppes. And I had my first look at this great empire of Russia. A vast, ill-worked wilderness ruled by a small landed aristocracy, with their feet on the necks of a huge human-animal population of serfs. Oh, it was a cheery place, Russia in '54. But one incident and one man showed me how barbarous and sickeningly cruel it could be. It was at the last halt before Staratorsk, the estate to which I was being sent. In the village hall, where my escort presented me to the local registrar, there were a number of officers idling and chatting, while the registrar, a nasty brute even by Russian civil service standards, launched into a great tirade of abuse at me.
Stinking foreigner, defile the holy soil of Russia, will you? Vile English dog. If I had my way, you'd rot in these salt mines.
I had no choice but to ignore it. But someone else didn't. One of the officers, a slim, handsome young dandy in the uniform of the Imperial Guards, strode up to the registrar's table, dropped his cigarette and put a foot on it, and without warning, lashed the registrar across the face with his riding crop.
pardon.
You dare to insult an officer and a gentleman? Would you care to kick him in the face, Colonel Flashman, is it not? No? Then a cigarette, perhaps. I am Count Nicholas Ignatieff, at your service.
I took that smoke with a shaky hand, I can tell you. There was a cold cruelty in his eyes to make your flesh crawl. Damned odd eyes, too, one of them half brown, half blue. One word summed him up. Bastard. And his cigarette tasted like dung soaked in treacle.
You are the officer from Balaclava to be lodged with Count Penchayevsky at Starotorsk. He has another English officer under his care. Well, I will not detain you, Colonel. We may meet at Starotorsk.
I know a villain when I see one, and I was damn glad to be away from that one to the charming country mansion of Count Penchayevsky, an island of comfort in barbarous Russia. And if the Count himself was a huge terrifying bear of a man with a beard rippling to his waist, he was hospitality itself.
The Colonel Flashman be happy in this house. As an enemy, I say forget the quarrel for a season. As a soldier, I say welcome, brother. My daughter Vala.
Colonel Flashman.
My sister-in-law, Madame Sarah.
Welcome, Colonel.
At your service, ladies.
And by gad, I meant it. Vala was fit to make your mouth water. Young, plump, blonde, and saucy. I stripped and mounted her in a twinkling of my imagination. But I spared a glance for Aunt Sarah, too. One of those handsome, well-built middleweights are just my style.
So, Colonel, you fought in a disgraceful affair of Balaclava, where our cavalry were chased like rabbits. By God, you'd not have chased my Cossacks, so I salute you, and every good saber who rode with you. Let us drink, as all good horse soldiers should. But I have a son-in-law who cannot drink. Yeah, it is true. I tell you, Colonel, he fell down at his wedding after one glass of vodka. One glass! St. Nicholas, how have I offended God that my daughter's husband cannot drink and gets me no grandchildren? Eh, voilà!
He can hardly get you grandchildren while he's away fighting in Crimea.
Fighting? In the horse artillery? Whoever saw one of them coming home on the stretcher? He can't even ride, or I'd have him in the dragoons.
And the British could have cut him up at Balaclava, since you, dear father, were not there to direct operations.
Small loss he would have been. But, little one, he is your man, such as he is.
He might look and sound like Goliath, but Penchayevsky struck me as a good sort. His grub and liquor were A1, and with two sets of splendid bosoms displayed across the table, well, may it be a long war, thinks I, little guessing that after supper I would receive a shock that drove all carnal thoughts out of my head. For the moment, Penchayevsky's butler showed me upstairs to my room and knocked on the adjoining door.
Come in. Hello, whoever you are. Good heavens! Flashman!
What? Who the... Good God, it's Scud East, from Rugby.
He was taller and thinner than I remembered, but still the same raw, awkward Scud. He had no cause to love me, for I knocked him about a good deal in happier days. But blowed if he didn't seem pleased to see me. Christian hypocrisy, probably.
My stars, well, come in, old fellow. Give us your hand. Why, it must be, 14 years since...
Since Arnold kicked me out for being pissy drunk? And weren't you glad to see the back of bully Flashman just...
What? Oh, stuff. That's all past. And you've done so well. You're famous, Flashman. Well, let's have a look at you. Gad, you're a big un. And ain't no some whiskers. But how were you captured?
Balaclava. And you?
Solicitor. I was an agent. I speak Russian, you see, so they keep a close eye on me. I've been well examined by one of their star intelligence men. Count Ignatieff.
You don't say. I've just met the gentleman.
Huh? Well, he's Attila the Hun with blue blood, I can tell you. And Penchayevsky ain't much better. He's a brute and a tyrant. Treats his serfs abominably. One of these days they'll turn on him. You see. But I admit he's been decent enough to me. Treats me as a guest. Lets me go riding.
Ain't he worried you'll bolt?
Where to? We're 200 miles from Crimea, and his Cossacks can catch anything on 4 legs. They brought in some runaway serfs the other day, dragged them behind their ponies. They were flayed to death in the first few miles.
Well, they wouldn't dare treat us
Wouldn't
like that.
they? This ain't England, Flash. It's more like the Middle Ages.
Well, at least it ain't short of fair ladies from what I've seen.
You mean Vala? She is an angel.
Well, well, so young Scud East was wild about little Vala, the bouncy blonde, and him one of Dr. Arnold's precious little Galahads, too. Well, lusty old Sir Lancelot Flashy had written into the list now, and since young Vala had a husband, she'd be saddle-broken. Yes, but I'd have to tread delicately there, not to annoy Papa. He might be genial enough to us, but Scud was right. To his serfs he was a monster, as I saw when he held court.
Lord Count, the dog killer has neglected his duties.
40 strokes of the cudgel in Siberia. Next!
This woman's son has run away.
Then she can wear the iron collar until he's caught.
Merci, Lord Count, she is old.
Be silent, priest! Let her teach her children to stay home. Next!
The window cleaner disturbed the Lady Vaya's sleep.
10 lashes.
And this maid broke a dish.
Siberia! You scowl, priest?
No, Lord Count, but I marvel that self-rebellions in our unhappy Russia occur only once a fortnight. How long will it last?
Look, you priest, I give them justice. Never use the knout, never touch the women. Aye, and they love me for it.
Lord Count.
If I am hard, it is for their good, and they know it. I'm fair to the inch. If a man faints with flogging, I have him revived and the flogging completed. Who would respect or trust me if I excused him a single stroke?
So you see, we were a jolly little household that winter, and I was content to while away the long white weeks playing chess with Penchayevsky, learning Russian from East, and lusting after young Vala, for it was so long since I'd had a woman, I was fit to howl at the moon. Until the happy afternoon, when Aunt Sarah found me yawning over a Russian novel.
Oh, you're bored, Colonel? You need a Russian steam bath. It is a stimulating remedy against our long winters. Come.
What, where? Out in the snow? I say. Hell's bells, woman, damn it! It's freezing! Where on earth?
Not far. The cabin's yonder.
So I trudged obediently through the snow into the cabin and was suddenly engulfed in steam.
Good God, it's stifling. Phew! I can't see a damn thing. Where are you? What happens now?
Now you strip.
Eh?
Strip, I say. And lie naked on the bench. Let the steam envelop you.
Right, Sergeant Major. Here goes. But what about you, eh? Ain't you bathing, Sarah? Where have you got to? Sarah?
I am here. Lie still while I give you the true pleasure of the bath. The birch.
Oh, you mad bitch! Ow! Oh. That hurt! Ow!
Oh. Some ladies use nettles. I prefer the birch. It is more inspiring. Now it is my turn. Beat me.
By gad, I will. Give me that birch. Ha! Now take that.
Oh.
Here, you Muscovite trollop.
Oh.
I'll make you dance.
Oh no! No! Take me! Oh, my Yasta, take me! No!
All in good time, you saucy little flirt. Who do you think you are? Catherine the Great?
Oh, no! No! Oh!
And afterwards, she doused me with a bucket of ice-cold water. Oh, God knows how I survived that bath. Dear Sarah. Oh, my favourite aunt. But there was a sequel next day when Penchayevsky took me riding.
But the old days of the free Cossacks are gone. Oh, I have my good place, my land, but no son to hold him when I'm gone. In this new Russia, this empire born of storm. No son. You have a son at home. I could wish you had no such tie to England. Then I would say, stay here with us. Be a son to me, a husband to Vala. Get me a grandson.
Ah, well, that's uncommon hospitable of you, Count. But she's married already, ain't she?
To that thing! That empty husk! A man must get my Vala a son. And if it is an offense against God and the church, I do not care. I am a Cossack. And we were here before God and the church. A man shall get her a son.
I ain't slow on the uptake, not with a bearded baboon 7 feet tall roaring at me.
You are such a man. You have a son, and Sarah has proved you. No one will ever know except you and I, and hereafter you may call Penchayevsky from the other side of hell, and he will come to your side.
Well, that won't be necessary, really. And, Vala, she won't mind?
She will obey. From what Sarah tells me, she will be glad to obey.
And by George, she was right. When I creaked my way past the sleeping porter outside my door at midnight. And through the darkened house to her room, feeling like a prize bull at a show, there she was, all bare and bouncy, kneeling in prayer. But whether in penitence or hope, I didn't pause to ask.
Good evening. Well, shall we?
Oh, yes. 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 Oh.
Well, she entered into the spirit of the thing like a tipsy widow. I was there until 5 in the morning. But if a job's worth doing, it's worth doing well, so I made frequent forays to her room on other nights, and the little baggage fairly revelled in being a dutiful daughter. Randy lot, these Russians. The cold weather, I dare say.
Oh, Harry. Will you always love me?
Again? Oh, I see what you mean. Heavens, yes. Absolutely. Madly.
Show me. Oh.
It was a long, hard winter. He suspected something, I'm sure, but he had other things on his mind. Unlike me, he chafed at captivity and was forever wondering how we might escape or do the Russians a mischief. It's damnable, no sooner snug and safe than some energetic lunatic drunk with duty starts making trouble, as he did one morning when I was fit to go up with the window blind after an exhausting night with Vala.
Flashman! Last night, there was a deuce of a great big conference going on in Penchayevsky's library. Don't know who they were, but they were top military men. I saw their sleighs arrive. Didn't you hear them?
I was busy. I was fast asleep.
I'd have given a year's pay for the chance to eavesdrop on them. Why, it might have been something vital to the war.
What? Damn it, Scud, we ain't spies, we're guests. Anyway, if you had heard anything big, 'twouldn't have been any use. We can't get away from here.
We could try. Anyway, if there's another confab tonight, I'm going to creep into that little minstrel's gallery off the landing. It overlooks the library, and I'd be able to lie hidden, hear everything.
You're crazy. It ain't worth it. Pound to a poultice, you'd hear nothing worth a damn, and it ain't safe. And by thunder, it's downright ungentlemanly. What would Dr. Arnold think, eh?
Oh, I respect what you say, old fellow. You're the soul of honour. But I see my duty differently. And I haven't done as much for Queen and country as you. I'd like to try.
Oh, Barnum was right. There's one born every minute. I just made sure I was as far as could be from young Scud that night.
Oh, you must not linger too long. Even drunk porters don't sleep forever. Until tomorrow, my darling.
And I was just tiptoeing across the darkened landing when...
Flashman! library, a whole council of war. Come on. This little hatch leads to the gallery. We can listen.
The devil we can. I'm off.
The British officers are safely in their rooms.
Perfectly safe, mate.
Coming. Quick, Flash, in here. Pull the hatch to. Quietly.
This is bloody madness.
We must appoint a new commissioner general for the on-screen. Tamirov is well qualified. That concludes the agenda. Final approval of item 7. We may leave until tomorrow. Your Majesty is tired.
Majesty? The Tsar?
Thank you, General, but I'm not as sure of my tomorrows as I once was. Perhaps Count Ignatieff would repeat the main points.
Ignatieff? That bastard.
As your Majesty pleases. Item 7. Plan for the invasion of India by 30,000 of your Majesty's forces.
What? India?
With Britain engaged in the Crimea and our agents ready to foment mutiny among our native Indian troops, our conquest cannot fail.
My God! Flashman! They're going for India while our backs turned.
In part 1 of Flashman at the Charge, Old Flashman was played by Joss Ackland and Young Flashman by Angus Wright. Lord Cardigan was played by Nigel Anthony, Lord Raglan by David Bannerman, Count Ignatieff by David Holt, Scud East by Peter Kenny, Elspeth by Jane McKenna, and Aunt Sarah by Tracy Ann Oberman. Other parts were played by members of the cast. Flashman at the Charge is dramatised from his own novel by George MacDonald Fraser and directed by Patrick Rayner.
As fine a record of cowardice, knavery, treachery and lechery as you'll find outside the covers of Hansard.
Thus, Harry Flashman, the notorious bully of Tom Brown's school days, looking back on his military career.
The beauty of it was that by luck, fast footwork, skulking in cover, and scrambling to glory on the shoulders of better men, I achieved an undeservedly heroic reputation and a chestful of medals. It's an art, you see, and I've a talent for it. And for languages, horses, and women.
Talents which were stretched to the limit when our reluctant hero was captured in the Crimean War and held prisoner, with his old rugby schoolfellow, Scud East, in the country mansion of Count Penchayevsky, father of the delectable Valour, whose lover Flashman inevitably became.
Oh, Harry, will you always love me?
Again? Oh, I see what you mean. Heavens, yes. Absolutely. Madly.
Show me. Oh.
It was a long, hard winter. East suspected something, I'm sure, but he had other things on his mind. Unlike me, he chafed at captivity and was forever wondering how we might escape or do the Russians a mischief. It's damnable, you know, sooner snug and safe than some energetic lunatic drunk with duty starts making trouble, as he did one morning when I was fit to go up with the window blind after an exhausting night with Valour.
Flashman! Last night, there was a deuce of a great big conference going on in Penchayevsky's library. Don't know who they were, but they were top military men. I saw their sleighs arrive. Didn't you hear them?
I was busy. I was fast asleep.
I'd have given a year's pay for the chance to eavesdrop on them. Why, it might have been something vital to the war.
What? Damn it, Scud, we ain't spies, we're guests. Anyway, if you had heard anything big, 'twouldn't have been any use. We can't get away from here.
We could try. Anyway, if there's another confab tonight, I'm going to creep into that little minstrel's gallery off the landing. It overlooks the library, and I'd be able to lie hidden, hear everything.
You're crazy. It ain't worth it. Pound to a poultice, you'd hear nothing worth a damn, and it ain't safe. And by thunder, it's downright ungentlemanly. What would Dr. Arnold think, eh?
Oh, I respect what you say, old fellow. You're the soul of honour. But I see my duty differently, and I haven't done as much for Queen and country as you. I'd like to try.
Oh, Barnum was right. There's one born every minute. I just made sure I was as far as could be from young Scud that night.
Oh, you must not linger too long. Even drunk porters don't sleep forever. Until tomorrow, my darling.
And I was just tiptoeing across the darkened landing when...
Flashman! Scud, what the hell are you about? They're down there in the library. A whole council of war. Come on. This little hatch leads to the gallery. We can listen.
The devil we can. I'm off.
The British officers are safely in their rooms.
Perfectly safe,
They're coming. Quick, Flash, in here. Pull the hatch to. Quietly.
This is bloody madness.
We must appoint a new Commissioner General for the on-screen. Tamirov is well qualified. That concludes the agenda. Final approval of item 7. We may leave until tomorrow. Your Majesty is tired.
Majesty? The Tsar?
Thank you, General, but I'm not as sure of my tomorrows as I once was. Perhaps Count Ignatieff would repeat the main points.
Ignatieff? That bastard.
As your Majesty pleases. Item 7. Plan for the invasion of India by 30,000 of your Majesty's forces.
What? India?
God's truth.
With Britain engaged in the Crimea and our agents ready to foment mutiny among her native Indian troops, our conquest cannot fail. Within a year, not a British soldier, civilian or settlement will remain in the subcontinent.
You can march at once?
Immediately, Majesty. On our way through Central Asia, we can complete the pacification of the rebel tribes, led by the bandits Yakub Beg and Izzat Kutbar, and still be over the Khyber Pass before the British even know it. And your Imperial Majesty's empire will extend from the Baltic to Ceylon.
So be it. Item 7 is approved. Thank you, gentlemen.
Let's get out of this. Back to our rooms.
Wait! The porter on the landing.
Hark at him. Come on, man. Come on.
Oh, my God. Flashman. They're going for India while our back's turned. Invasion. Mutiny. Is it possible?
It's possible, all right.
Well, we've got to get away. Get the news to Raglan. They can send reinforcements from England.
That'd take months. India'd be down the drain by then. Anyway, how the hell can we get to Raglan?
Steal a sleigh and horses at night. Take that far to the Crimea.
And have the Cossacks run us down and drag us back. Capital fun.
Not if we go fast enough. There's no telegraph in this benighted country. Flashman, we're bound to try. What have we to lose, except our lives?
Do you know, when a man talks to me like that, I feel downright insulted. I'm as true blue as the next man, and I'd sooner we had India than the Ruskies, but I draw the line at risking my hide, which is why I'm still here, while Scud East has been underground for 40 years. My task for the next few days was to stop him doing anything rash, while pretending I was in as big a patriotic sweat as he was.
We must find a way. I tell you, Flashman, if we don't, I'll go mad.
I thought of suggesting a steam bath with Aunt Sarah to settle his nerves, but he might have enjoyed it and gone mad repenting. And then the worst happened. We got our chance. And all because Penchayevsky lost his temper with a priest and a local radical who came to plead on behalf of one of his serfs.
Now, look, you priest, and you Blanc, you damned agitator. If I excuse some old peasant or taxes, I'll have every serf from here to Rostov whining to be let off. Aye, and with anarchist scum like you, Blanc, egging them on.
But the woman is poor, Lord Count.
Ah, priest! They're all poor, they say. Get out, the pair of you!
You filthy tyrant! You think you can live on theft and oppression and torture, but you're digging your own grave!
Away, Blanc!
You sow dragon's teeth and they will grow to tear you!
By God, Blanc, I teach you! Cossacks after them! Don't leave an inch of hide on that scoundrel's back! Right! Damn you!
He almost foamed at the mouth with rage as the two malcontents scampered off for their lives. Blanc screaming abuse as he went, and in a few moments the Cossacks were in the saddle and thundering off in pursuit. Penchayevsky stamping about the hall, raging.
Anarchist swine! Insolent dog! To beard me at my own door! The priests are meddling full, but that Blanc! Mutinous rat! He'll be less impudent when my lads have cut the buttocks off him.
He simmered down after a while and called for a brew of punch, which East and I were sharing with him, when the Cossacks came back about an hour later. Their leader, an old, stout scoundrel, came in grinning, whip in hand.
Well, did you catch that brute and teach him manners?
Aye, Batushka, he's dead. 30 lashes only, a weakling.
Dead, you say? Oh, well, good riddance to communist vermin.
The fellow Blanc escaped, I'm sorry, Batushka.
What? It was the priest you killed?
Priest? Do I know? Was it wrong, Batushka?
Run! Animal! You flogged the priest to death? My God! A priest! Oh, my God! My God!
Lord Flashman, what a country. What will come of this?
Search me. They butcher each other damned easy, but I'd say flogging a priest to death's a trifle over the score even for Russia. Shouldn't wonder if it costs Penchayevsky his membership in the Moscow Carlton Club.
In fact, it cost him rather more that same night. Neither he nor Vala came to dinner, but you could tell from Aunt Sarah's face and the servants and the very air of the house that Starotorsk was a place appalled. East and I went to bed early, saying good night in whispers, and I was asleep, having nightmares about battles in Afghanistan, when I realized the shooting was real, and inside the house.
What's happening, Flash? What the devil?
I was out of my bed and into my breeches and boots, running for the landing as Penchayevsky came bounding up the stairs, bawling over his shoulder to his Cossacks down in the hall.
Hold it there! Hold the door! Hello, my child!
Your father!
Oh, the damned priests! The serfs have risen! They're attacking the house! Flashman, to me! You must get her away!
Over the banister, I saw the front door cave in and a torrent of ragged figures poured through, driving the Cossacks to the foot of the stairs. The smoky glare of their torches turned the place into a struggling hell. Penchayevsky flung Vala into my arms.
Take her sleigh and horses. Drive like the wind to the Ariansky house. She'll be safe there. Hasten in God's name!
We can't leave you, sir. We're British officers.
Numbskull! Go before it's too late. The back stairs, Flashman. Save her and that other life. God be with you!
He bundled us into the passage, and I had a glimpse of him towering over the moujiks, surging up the stairs, howling for his blood. Then we were doubling down the back stairs at speed, Vala sobbing against my chest as I swept her along.
The stables, Scud! Horses and a covered sleigh or we'll freeze! Hurry, Vala! Oh, hell, she's fainted. Daft bitch. Run, Scud! I'll carry her. Hurry, you fool! They'll cut us off!
All right, Flashy!
We tore through the kitchen, East snatching up loaves and bottles, while I hurried out into the yard, staggering under my unconscious burden.
My God, girl, you've got some flesh on you. Come on, Scud, they'll be round the house in a minute.
Right, Flash. I'll get the horses. You find a sleigh.
I was into the coach house in a flash, made for the bigger sleigh, and bundled the unconscious Vala into it.
In you go, my Russian romp. Oh, Lord, there goes her nightie.
I flung fur rugs over her, and here came East with the first of the horses. I don't know what the record time for harnessing a 3-horse sleigh is, but I'll swear we broke it, wrenched home the last buckle, and East jumped into the driver's seat just as a great roaring rabble of serfs were rounding the house wall, running to head us off.
Whip up, Scud! I'll get the gate.
Jump on, Flashy! Here we go!
He lashed at the beasts, and they tore away, with the mob cursing at our tail and a last shot singing wide as we distanced them. We didn't let up for a mile, and as I looked back, it was like a Christmas scene, a white blanket glittering under a full moon, and the dark house with the red dots of torchlight dancing round it, and orange flames licking upwards from the burning outbuildings. All of a sudden, East pulled up, shouted with laughter.
What's up? What ails you, man?
We're away! This is our chance, Flash! A clear run to Crimea with the news for Raglan. Hurrah! Tally-ho!
By gad, you're right, so drive like hell! But carefully.
How is Vala?
Snug as a bug inside. I'll tend to her. My stars. Still in a faint and stark naked. Capital. All warm and cozy under the rugs, eh, darling? I'll be there presently.
Father.
First things first, dearest. You need exercise. Keep nice and warm, eh? Keep your eye on the snow, Scud. It's the only way to travel. What? Why are you stopping, Scud? Rot you?
I'm frozen stiff. You'll have to drive a spell, old chap. How is she?
Still in a swoon. No idea what's happening.
Oh, that is a mercy.
Ain't it just?
Poor child. Whatever befalls, we must see her safe.
Yes, absolutely. You're a noble fellow, Scud. Now get in, will you? Giddy up, you screws!
We fairly flew through the freezing dark, the great white plague gleaming under the moon, and far behind, the flames of Starotorsk were a red glow on the horizon. I huddled in my fur against the biting wind, hands glued to the reins, while the snowfall turned to a blizzard. I was dying of cold and longing to be back under the rugs with Vala.
Whoa! Your turn for the ribbons, Scud. How's our fair passenger?
She woke, and such was her distress that I gave her a dose of laudanum. She'll be asleep for hours. Oblivion will be a blessing. And now, on!
I could have kicked him. A naked blonde half-conscious is a capital article, but she ain't much use when she's snoring like a walrus. So I dozed and was having a delightful dream in which I was roasting east at the schoolroom fire when I woke to the realization that we were stopping. I put my head out, but there was nothing to be seen but the vast white emptiness of the steppe. The blizzard had slackened to a steady snowfall, but the moon was down, and in the eerie starlight, the stillness was awful.
What the deuce have we stopped for?
I thought I heard something. Back yonder. Perhaps I was wrong.
Well, the devil was dallying here, then. Let's be off, damn it!
Yes, you're right. Hark, though! What's that?
I listened, gulping, and there was a sound I knew all too well. The distant drumming of hooves, faint but unmistakable.
Horsemen! They're after us! Whip up, man! Move those horses!
I balanced on the runner as we raced along, peering back through the snowfall as we slid forward with gathering speed. But with the hiss of the runners, I couldn't listen for those frightening hoofbeats. I was just about to swing back under the cover when I took a last look back and damn near loosed my hold. There was a dark, indistinct mass far off in the gloom, and then the starlight caught a score of twinkling slivers of light.
Sabres! Cavalry! They're after us, man!
Where? Are you sure? Gah! You're right! I can see them through the snow! 20 or more! What on earth can they be?
Oh, the Beaufort Hunt, without a doubt! Hell's teeth, they're dragoons! They're firing at us! Whip up, you idiots!
We can't distance them in a sleigh! They're bound to overtake us!
Oh my God! Maybe we can lose them in the snow! Faster, damn you! Stop it, you bastards! We're prisoners of war! Damnation, they're gaining off! Faster!
He was flogging the horses until the sleigh swayed and shuddered as we fairly tore along. I could see our pursuers more clearly now, coming on at a steady gallop. And I stared till my eyes ached, trying to judge the distance, wondering how long our beast could keep the pace. And in that moment, I felt our speed slacken a little.
They're closing, you fool! Faster or they'll have us! Can't you spare those bloody cattle?
Cut loose the sleigh cover! Less wind resistance!
I struggled with the buckles, stiff with the cold as they were, bruising my knuckles and swearing feebly. There were 8 of them, And as I undid the last, the whole thing blew off, billowing away and flopping in the snow.
There it goes! On, man, on, or the swine will have us yet!
It's no go, Flash. The beasts are almost done. We're too heavy. Throw something out. Anything.
I scrambled for our loaves and bottles, hurling them out, which was ridiculous and made not a scrap of difference. The biting wind whipped me as I cast about for something else to jettison. The furs? Oh, we'd freeze without them, and Vala didn't have a stitch of clothing. Vala? For an instant, even I was appalled, but only for an instant. She was 8 stone if she was an ounce. Her loss would lighten us splendidly. And our pursuers were bound to stop when she came bouncing over the back. Gallant Russian gentlemen dared abandon naked girls in the snow, and that would gain us precious seconds. I heaved her upright and kissed her goodbye. Well, it seemed the least I could do.
Up, Sir Daisy, my sleeping beauty. Sleep tight. Out you go!
I bundled her over the back in one clean movement. There was a flash of white limbs as the furs fell away from her, and then she was sprawling in the snow, and the sleigh leapt forward as though a brake had been released.
Hurrah! By George, we're flying now! On, Scud, on! We're leaving them, we'll beat them yet!
Well done, Flashy. What did you throw out?
Useless baggage.
What? We haven't got any... Oh, my God! Vala! You've thrown her out! Oh, God, no! No, you couldn't, you inhuman brute, Flashman! She'll freeze! She'll die!
Not a bit of it! They'll pick her up! Keep going!
No! Oh, God, how could you? Go back! I must go back!
But too late! Heavens, man, have you no sense of duty? We must get the news to Raglan! I'd heave 1,000 Russian sluts into the snow for my country's sake!
No! No, I'm going back!
You infernal fool! Give me those reins before you have us over! Oh, God! Oh, no! God!
Flash! Flash! Are you hurt?
Get this damn sleigh off me! I'm pinned, you fool! My back's broken! Help! Help push the damn thing, can't you?
Try! Oh, I can't! Oh, God, give me strength! Please, God, help me! They're coming! I can hear them! Oh, God, what shall I do?
Push! Or dig! Curse you, are you made of jelly? Get me loose! It's crushing my guts out!
I can't lift it! Oh, God, Flashman! I'm sorry. I'll have to leave you. Must get to Raglan. Dear old chap, you've shown me the path of duty.
Duty be damned! I'm dying, you selfish hound! You can't leave me!
I must, old boy, and don't fret. I'll get there. Remember the cross-country runs at school? I always finished, and I'll finish now. Because I'll hear you cheering me on. And I'll finish for your sake, and Vala's.
Rot Vala and you! Anyway, she's a bloody Russian! I'm British, you swine! Help me!
Goodbye, dear old fellow! God bless you!
Come back, damn you! I'm your superior officer! Help! For pity's sake, Scud, you can't desert me, not your old school fellow, you callous son of a bitch, you! Oh, save me!
Полушадья! Там скоро!
No, don't kill me, please. I'm dying, I tell you.
Take him to the fort. Chain him. In the dungeon.
Ignatieff, you can't mistreat me. I'm a British officer. No! No! Don't hit me! Please, I'm wounded. No! No, no! Please! Ah! No! No! But it was an accident, I swear. Bible oath. She fell out of the sleigh. It wasn't my fault, Count. No!
You are a liar and the vilest kind of traitor. You were trying to escape.
No. We were taking Miss Penchayevsky to safety.
In the direction of the Crimea? And to ensure her safety, you flung her naked into the snow?
It's a lie. I would never...
Fortunately, she is unharmed.
Oh, thank God.
And I think I know why you were trying to escape.
No, we weren't. Honestly, I swear.
And unless you can tell me what is meant by item 7, you will be flogged to death. Well?
I don't... Go! Tell, please don't beat me. It's a plan to invade India.
Ah. And how did you discover it?
I didn't. It was East. He was spying on you and said we must escape. I was dead against it, on my honor.
Your honor. Gag him. Major East has escaped, but it does not matter. We must move more swiftly, that is all, and we shall be in India long before help can come from England. You will accompany our march, naked and in an iron cage. A fine example of British imperial power for the natives of Central Asia and Afghanistan.
You mayn't credit it, but as they thrust me into their beastly cage, I was feeling profound relief. 1, I was alive. 2, they were taking me into that wild country north of Afghanistan, where those fearsome bastards, the Tajiks and Uzbeks, were fighting tooth and nail against Russian invasion. If the march to India was going to strike trouble, it'd be there, and I could lift up mine eyes unto the hills, or the nearest hole in the ground, anywhere to escape that evil monster Ignatieff.
This Englishman is a dangerous criminal. You will guard him, and if he should escape, you will be knouted to death, and your families.
Oh, they took good care of me. For 1,500 miles, from the edge of civilization to the real Becca beyond, chained wrist and ankle, filthy, bearded and itchy beyond belief, stinking with the garlic of their awful food, praying I wouldn't catch some foul disease from my guards. Cossacks never wash, you know, although they brush their coats carefully every day. Over frozen steppe, mountain and desert we travelled, through towns and tribes straight out of the Middle Ages, across the queer Caspian Sea, which ain't more than 20 feet deep, through the salt desert of Ust-Yurt. Dangerous land where squadrons of lancers had to guard us against the rebel riders, Tajik, Kyrgyz and Uzbek, wild men with swarthy faces, hooked noses, puggarees, and open-belted robes that took me straight back to the northwest frontier. And I found myself thinking, these ain't your folk, my Russian friends, but they're mighty close to some I used to know. Strange, after travelling hundreds of miles in a foreign wilderness, to find yourself sniffing the air and thinking, home. If you're British and have sojourned in India, you'll know what I mean. And at last, on the other side of the Aral Sea, at the farthest limit of nowhere, we came to Fort Rame, the lonely fortress where the Russian army that was to invade India was assembling, a great host of horse, foot, guns and supplies being unloaded from the ships lying offshore.
Yes, look at them, Flashman, and reflect that the next Englishman to see them will be your sentry on the walls of Peshawar, the gateway to India. And mark well also those bodies which hang from the fort battlements, bandit scum and rebels who resisted the might of the Tsar.
There will be 2 more hanging with them presently, Count. Who do you think we have in the fort dungeon? Yakub Beg and Izzat Kutabar, no less.
The rebel chieftains. Excellent. Nothing could be a better omen for our march through Samarkand and Bokhara to Afghanistan and India.
Sergeant, throw this English swine in with them.
Come on, filth! You shall share their salubrious cell, from which even the lizards cannot escape. In with you.
Who's there?
For a moment, I thought it was a trick of the dim light in the cell. The speaker was spread-eagled in mid-air, cruelly hung by 4 chains, 1 to each limb from the top corners of the cell. His racked body was supported by another man, crouched beneath him.
It is a gift from God, Yakub. A rather dirty gift. But if I ask politely, he may bear your weight a while. God knows you are heavier than Abu Hassan, the breaker of wind.
If he takes your place, I pray he has fewer fleas than you.
That is my thanks for holding up this worthless carcass. Help me, stranger. I am spent.
He fell to his knees. The hanging man cried out in pain, and without really thinking, I scrambled forward and bore him up on my stooped back.
God thank you, stranger. My limbs are on fire. Who are you? A Rusky?
Flashman, English colonel.
You speak our tongue? Yalla, I am Yakub Beg, Khan of Kokand. Touch my hand in friendship, Englishman.
Can't touch anything but your arse at present.
A good answer. Now, I tell you, Angliski, when we are rescued, you go too.
When we are rescued, we are not gold. Who will dig us up?
That ancient creature groveling on the floor is Zakukutabar. A poor thing, but they say he swung a good sword once. God, it must have been in Xerxes' time.
By the 7 legs of hell, I was swinging that good sword against the Ruskies while you were loafing in the bazaar with your Chinese trollop. Let him dangle, Angliski, and we'll sit and gloat.
You hear him? He talks as the wild sheep urinate, everywhere to no purpose.
Will your friends try a rescue?
He has no friends except me, and much profit that's brought me. You and I should cut our way out, Englishman.
Peace, old fool. The Silk One will not forget us. She will come, so put the foot of courage in the stirrup of patience.
And meanwhile, put the shoulder of friendship under the backside of helplessness before I break in too. Who's the Silk One?
A Chinese baggage, a female hawk.
She is the queen of fighting women, and my true love. So she will come for me, if not for this worthless Kutabar.
I knew they were firm friends from the way they insulted each other. It's the way in the high hills. So we waited in the icy darkness of that hellish cell, half dead with support in Yakub Beg. And if you wonder why I bothered, well, best to keep in with dungeon companions. You may need them, as I did when I was rudely awakened from one of my usual nightmares.
She has come! The sky blue wolves are in the fold. They have blown in the main gate. Quick, Kutabar, the door!
Angliski, they will try to kill us before we are rescued. By Satan, they're here. Hold us to the door, Angliski. I push, ye Russian apes, monkeys without muscles. Can 2 weak prisoners hold you sons of filth?
A great weight heaved at the door as we strained to hold it shut. And then came 2 shots, and splinters flew from the door between us. I threw myself sideways. Kutabar was sent flying as the door was forced open, and the big sergeant burst in, revolver in hand, 2 men with bayoneted muskets at his heels.
Kill that dog in chains! Back, you!
He had me covered as his men rushed to Yakub Beg, bayonets raised. But Kutabar charged into them, and they went sprawling while the sergeant danced about, trying to get a clear shot.
Down in their way, fool!
We old dungeon fighters know that the wise thing to do on these occasions is to find a nice dark corner and crawl into it. But I saw that if I didn't take a hand, Yakub and Kutabar would be dead inside a minute. And where would Cock Flashy be then, poor thing? I had 2 feet of chain between my wrists, and I lashed it with all my strength at the sergeant's gun hand. He went down screaming, with me on top of him, clawing for the revolver, and one of the soldiers swung up his musket to bayonet me. I rolled sideways. The sergeant flung himself on me, just as the bayonet came down to spit him clean between the shoulders.
Shabash! Angliski, quick! The revolver!
I grabbed it as the soldier dragged his bayonet out of the sergeant, who was dying and being damn messy about it, wretched blood all over me. Before the soldier could make a second thrust, I shot him through the body, and there was Flashy feverishly trying to cock the revolver with a pile of my slain on top of me.
The other one! Shoot in God's names! Blow the dog to Iblis!
T'other man had broken free from Kutabar. I fired and missed, and then Kutabar had wrenched his musket from him and sunk the bayonet into his breast, bellowing blue murder.
Die, you swine! Offspring of owls and cannons! Misbegot pig from the devil's hand! Break the chains! In God's name, my body is bursting! Come on, the door, Angliski, while I free this idler! Strike harder, feeble one! Is all your strength gone in killing one wounded Rusky? Am I a blacksmith? Do I have iron teeth? I save your life again, and all you do is whine. We have been at work, this Ferengi and I, while you swung comfortably. God, what a fool's labor is this!
Jakob, babe! Jakob, babe!
The Silk One! She is here! There is good in Chinese women after all. Not before time. Come in, little dogs, the work is done. Behold the bloody harvest of Kutaba.
Then they were in the cell, 6 of them, robed, bearded fighters, hawk faces and long knives, and foremost, a lithe, black-clad figure who ran to Jacob Beg, clasping his head, smothering him with kisses.
Jacob. Oh, Jacob, what have they done to you, my darling? Oh, bear him up gently. Hack through his chains. Oh, Jacob, my love.
You men, get him out and quickly. He's not glass, he will not break.
Beast! Who is this infidel?
One who assisted me in slaying Ruskies while you and your band of farmers loitered out yonder. The whores of Samarkand market could have reached us sooner.
He is English, Silk One, and a friend. He comes with us. Kutabar, you may live behind.
Son of dirt and dung. Is this your gratitude?
Take mine instead, Kutabar, for I know you have saved my dear one. Come to my arms, old falcon, and let me kiss you.
A shameless woman. Away, you barefaced Chinese creature. Practice your gratitude on this Anglice.
Ah, indeed I shall. He too has saved my love, and shall have my love forever and all.
I say, By Jove, well, thank you, ma'am. Much obliged.
Oh, gad, she was a spanking little beauty. Lovely, childlike face, full lips, slanting Chinese eyes, all framed in a black turban, and splendidly upholstered by the feel of her. Oh, and couldn't she lead a jailbreak, too? Her riders had us out and over the wall in a trice, thundering away through the dark, leaving that fort and its bewildered garrison behind. And then 'twas heads down and heels in on a grueling ride to their encampment, deep in that strange fastness they call the Hungry Steppe.
And here you will find Tajik, Uzbek, and Gurkhandians, the sky blue wolves, the last remnant of the great hordes of Tamerlane and Genghis Khan. Aye, and here we make our last stand against the Ruskies. May dogs defile their graves. They would swallow us and our cities of Samarkand and Tashkent and Bokhara. And then there will be no more free tribes on the hills.
They could swallow all Central Asia for me, and welcome. I was revelling in my luck, free among friendly savages who'd see me safe to India with Ignatiev's great plan of invasion. A gorgeous dream opened up before me of the renowned Flashy, last seen vanishing into the Russian army at Balaclava with boundless energy, and now emerging in romantic disguise at Peshawar with the frightful news.
You might tell the Governor-General that there's a Russian army coming down the Khyber shortly, so if he wants to save India, he'd better get the army up here fairly smart. What? Of course it's true. Got it from the Tsar's secret cabinet. Yes, I'm Flashman. Yes, the Flashman, if you like. So, pop it on the telegraph to Calcutta, won't you? Oh, and my apologies to Lord Raglan for not rejoining him at Balaclava. Unavoidably detained, what? Now, I'd give anything for a bath and a pair of silk socks and a hairbrush.
The press would be full of it if I played it properly. You know, modest, offhand. I'd get a knighthood out of it. In the meantime, I received a very different honour.
By salt, earth, and fire, by this blade that draws our blood, I am thy brother henceforth. 2 others have saved my life, the Silk One here, and Kutabar.
More fool we, a thankless task, friends.
And now you, Flashman Bahadur. Touch my hand, blood brother.
I can see him still at twilight in the garden of Jacob's little white pavilion under the cypress trees. Kutabar, the robber chief, huge and bearded and growling. Jacob with his shaven skull and handsome hawk face. And the Silk One, a cloth of silver vision from the Arabian Nights, playing with her kitten and watching with her lazy almond eyes.
So the Great Bear marches on India. Can your people stop him at the Khyber Gate?
Perhaps, if I can get word to him in time.
You can be in Peshawar in 3 weeks. Not that it will profit us here. You British may save India, but who shall save us? Against Russian cannon, what can our riders do?
Fight. Raise the hostile banner and every Muslim fighter from Kashgar to the Hindu Kush. If it is the last fight, let it be one to remember.
Even so, old wolf. Your red soldiers may avenge us, Flashman Bahadur, but only God can help us.
And he has the habit of choosing the winning side. Well, I'll find paradise by a shortcut and a bloody one.
You hear them, kitten? These great, strong men. How they enjoy their despair, putting the scowl of resignation on the face of stupidity. Dying is so much easier than thinking.
Well, Silk One, what must we do to be saved?
Destroy them. Now. Before their march has even begun.
Oh, Cage, the wind girl. They outnumber us 10 to 1.
Their 2 ammunition ships are not yet unloaded. Destroy those, and their army will be a bear without claws.
Destroy their ships with what?
With their own rockets. We know from our spies that they already have a battery of these devil fires ashore.
Rockets? Congreves, do you mean?
Fall on their camp by night. Seize their rockets, turn them against the ammunition ships at anchor, blow them to pieces. It is simple, eh, Puss-Puss?
And who among us knows how to shoot these rockets of shaitan? We are not chemists.
Flashman Bahadur is a soldier. He understands these things.
Godspeed. Could you shoot these rockets, Angliski?
What? Now, I've handled them, of course, but without a trained gun crew.
Dire need is a great trainer. Let me think. With 3,000 riders, we can charge the beach, seize the rockets,
and hold off the rusky pigs while Flashman Bahadur blows their ships up Shaitan's backside.
But my God, we'd never get off the beach alive. And I've got to get to Peshawar.
To what end? Without powder and shot, there will be no Rusky army marching to the Khyber.
We'll have saved your India and our country. Is that not worth a death?
Well, yes, of course, but it's pretty desperate. I mean, I ain't sure it can be done.
I see. You need to understand the finer points of the plan. Is it not so?
Well...
Since it is my stratagem, Jacob, I can best explain it. Come, Englishman.
Yes, well,
we shall have a bowl of kefir in my garden, alone. And you will understand.
What could I do but go with her? My guts churning with panic, for I daren't refuse point blank to join them adventure, and I was desperately trying to plot a way out as she led me to her garden. There, she served us with bowls of a creamy dessert, like yogurt, watching me like a lovely slant-eyed houri as she reclined by her little fountain, trailing her slim fingers in the pool. In spite of my fears, I felt the old Adam stir at the nearness of that alabaster beauty and tantalizing shape. I could have wolfed her like her bowl of yogurt. Strange sweet stuff it was, with a musky odour I couldn't place.
I say, this is capital tuck. Delicious. Any more? That's the ticket. What did you call it again?
Kefir. The ancients called it ambrosia. It contains secret spices. You find it stimulating?
It's rather... Phew, it makes me feel, I don't know, sort of tipsy, what? Extraordinary. But, it's about this rocket notion of yours. I ain't too struck.
Have some more kefir. It will soothe away all doubts.
Yeah, thank you. It's quite the jolliest grub. Here, I say, it ain't a love potion, is it?
It inspires men in many ways. To love, to fight, to conquer. But it is sweetest when tasted on the lips of a beloved. Thus.
This rocket scheme...
There is a Persian saying, lick up the honey, stranger, and ask no questions.
I don't know what she'd slipped into that kefir, but it wasn't golden syrup. 3 hours we were at it in that garden. These oriental bids know their business, I can tell you. But whatever the stuff was, had the amazing after effect of making me fighting mad. When I staggered down to join Jakob's council of war, I was ready to take on the whole Russian army. A damn dangerous condition for a true blue card to be in.
That's the spirit, you fellows! We're gonna blow these damn Russians from hell to Huddersfield, and I'm the chap that can do it! Aha! So give a rousing British cheer for the honour of the dear old schoolhouse! Hip, hip, hip! Hurrah!
By the time we'd settled up, I was in a fine frenzy of bloodlust, and it got worse after dark when Jacob led us, 3,000 tribesmen and one demented Briton singing John Peel, to the woods above Fort Rame. There we halted, and out came the sabres as Jacob signalled the charge.
In the name of God and the Son of God, Kyrgyz, Uzbek, Tajik, Kalmuk, Turka, by the silver hand of Alexander, we are here! The morning rides behind us! Away!
If I'd been a sentry in Fort Rame, I'd had apoplexy. One moment, an empty step. The next, a horde of mounted devils sweeping into their camp, sabring and shooting.
On for Kakan! Smite the unbelieving dogs! To the beach! See yonder, blood brother, the pier by the water's edge. There is the rocket battery. Go! We will shield you!
Let me at him! Ah, you bloody foreigners! Flashy's here! Tally-ho!
Go with him, Kutabar. You too, Silk One. He's like one possessed of devil.
Aye, a Chinese devil! What spell did you cast at him in your garden, witch?
One that has made a warrior of him. This way, Angliski! Pull the rocket!
I was yelling like a dervish as we charged down to the pier where the rocket battery was housed in a great shed. Kutabar's riders took it in a wild rush, and I was in capital fettle as I strode in.
Come on, my likely lads! There are the rocket cases! From Woolwich Arsenal, damn my skin! What next? Break 'em out, boys! Break 'em out!
Give me a rocket! What science is here? I salute you, Angliski, and the genius of your infidel professors.
You must show them how to load the firing frames, Bahadur.
Now they'll soon get the hang of it. Let's have those sticks, then. I say, my dear, there's a fetching pants you're wearing. Give us a squeeze, what? Ah! I don't know when I felt so full of beans!
See, Angliski, out yonder, the powder ships. In God's name, let us fire on them!
Lots of time. Handy with the rocket there. Lay her just so. Capital. Now, pass us the slow match and stand back, boys and girls, while Papa lights the blue touch paper and retires immediately. Yeah! Adaptation! Missed! Try again, lads. Get those other rockets laid. We'll have them sunk in half a jiffy!
But we didn't. Congreves are hellish chancy things, weaving all over the shop, and having them fired by a gang of Asian yokels didn't help. We blazed away, rocket after rocket, choked by smoke and singed by sparks, and didn't hit a damn thing. And all the time, the din of battle closed ever tighter about our battery.
Oh, hasten, Bahadur. The Ruskies are closing in. Jakob's men are being driven back.
And they're having all the fun, too, while I'm cooped in here playing Guy Fawkes. I want to stick a sword in a Russian's guts and watch him wriggle.
Ah! I hit! See, Angliski, the smaller ship is burning. Allah is great! Shabash! Shabash!
High time, too! Oh, blaze away, my bunny boys!
The big ship is weighing anchor. Ah, she will escape. Quickly, Flashman Bahadur. Fire all together!
Fling the fire of God upon them! Burn, you dunghill sons of shameless women!
Turn tail, will you cowardly rascals! Come ashore and I'll give you your rations! Load and fire, you idle bastards! Fire! Fire! Fire!
We can hold them no longer. To me, Silk One. Swing that good sword, old war dog. Stand, Blue Woods. Stand for Genghis and Tamburlaine.
And I thought, by Jove, this is the end. For while Jakob's exhausted riders still ringed us in, the Russian attack was breaking over them like a wave. But the strangest thing was, my berserk rage had spent itself. My head seemed to be floating off my shoulders, and through a red mist I could see the big powder ship slowly shearing away across the water, with the rockets falling around her. There was a glow near her stern, and I found myself wondering if one of the last salvo had hit her. And Jacob Beg was there, sabre in hand, his face bloody, and I was on the ground with the Silk One cradling my head. And I was ever so tired. And just before blackness closed in, I heard Kutabar's yell of triumph.
She has gone! The second ship! She has gone to the pit of damnation! Now, glory to God and to the foreign professors!
2,000 Kokandians died on that beach, but we survivors reckoned it was worth it. The munition ships had been destroyed. Russia never marched on India, and Kokand stayed free, for the moment. How I survived that ghastly carnage I can't say, since I was emerging from the damnedest hallucinatory delirium in which I'd gone raving about like a Viking in drink, heedless of danger. Appalling business. I couldn't fathom it at all.
Have you ever heard of the Old Man of the Mountain?
No. And what's he got to do with me rushing about like a bloodthirsty lunatic?
He was the master of the mad fighting men, the Hashishin, the assassins who drank the hashish drug. It can drive a man to any length of hatred and courage, and gentler passions.
Hashish? You mean you filled me with an infernal drug that drove me balmy, of all the blasted sauce? Why?
Because you were afraid. I knew from the first that fear rules you, that if you proved a coward, all will be lost. So I inspired you with hashish kefir, and with love. You see, I have never met an Angliski before. I was curious.
I've never heard such confounded impudence in my life. I might have been killed. You're curious, eh? And did you satisfy your...
Lick up the honey, stranger, and ask no questions.
So I did. And it's a honey-sweet memory, now that she's at a safe distance, the dangerous little bitch. But I wasn't lingering. When I took stock of what I'd been through, from Balaclava to that hellish rocket battle, I was ready for India, and a hero's welcome, no doubt. And then home, and my beautiful Elspeth, who was worth all the romps of Russia and Asia, and could be relied on not to lace my kidneys and bacon with hashish. They saw me south as far as Samarkand, within sight of the snow-capped Afghan mountains.
There lies your road, brother. The Chinese call it the Baghdad Highway.
and the Persians know it as the Silk Trail, but we call it the Golden Road. What says the poet? To learn the age-old lesson day by day. It is not in the bright arrival planned, but in the dreams men dream along the way. They find the Golden Road to Samarkand. Farewell, blood brother. Come back and see us here someday. Or better still, find the Samarkand of your own. Touch my hand. Touch her lips. God keep you.
Farewell, Bahadur.
Just for an instant, the minx's tongue was halfway down my throat, and her looking like Saint Cecilia. And then they were thundering away, cloaks flying, and Kudabar turning in his saddle to give me a wave and a roar.
Farewell, Flashman! And my compliments to the infidel professors of Anglistan!
And suddenly I felt lonely. A sentimental mood that lasted for a good quarter of a second and has never returned, I'm happy to say. As to Jacob's invitation to visit Samarkand again, at my time of life, Scarborough is far enough east for me. It was strange to go back to Afghanistan again, through Kabul to the Jalalabad road where a British army died, through the Khyber and the winding road to Peshawar, where I rode looking like Abu Hassan of the 40 Thieves, into the presence of a young whippersnapper of a company ensign.
A very good day to you, old boy. I'm Flashman.
Sergeant, stand by. What's this beastly-looking native doing on the company veranda?
Not at all. I'm a British officer, Colonel Flashman, 17th Lancers, but slightly detached for the moment. I've just come from up yonder, and I'd like to see your commanding officer.
Good God! You've come from Afghanistan?
By way of Afghanistan, yes. But...
very good. This is a customs post, amongst other things. Have you anything to declare?
At this point, Flashman's account of his adventures in Russia and Central Asia ends abruptly, with India secured to the British Raj for another century, and Flashman himself feeling a little fatigued, heaving a deep sigh of relief, and vowing that he will never venture east of Suez again. All unaware that he will shortly be dispatched by Lord Palmerston as an undercover agent in the Indian Mutiny, fleeing from rebels and dacoits, reluctantly defending Cawnpore, departing in haste from Lucknow, ensnared in the intrigues of a beautiful, mysterious Indian queen, and once again frozen with panic in the presence of his Russian nemesis, Count Ignatieff. But that, as the most famous of all Indian chroniclers remarked, is another story.
In the second and final part of Flashman at the Charge, Old Flashman was played by Joss Ackland, and Young Flashman by Angus Wright. Yaqub Beg was played by Nigel Anthony, Kutubar by David Bannerman, Count Ignatieff by David Holt, Scud East by Peter Kenny, and the Silk One by Jane McKenna. Other parts were played by members of the cast. Flashman at the Charge was dramatised from his own novel by George MacDonald Fraser and directed by Patrick Rayner.